Hi there. Are credit cards good or bad? Let's talk about credit cards. Are they good or bad? And even so, how best can you use them to improve your credit scores? You know what? We are living in an interesting world whereby our credit worthiness is determined by a system set up by a government agency out there or even private sector through credit rating. Whereby, for example, the higher your credit rating, the better you're going to be able to access favorable financing out there and even so get a wide offering with regards to financing. And also, if your credit rating is poor, then it's going to mean you're going to have to work very hard to actually put your debt situation in order before financial institutions out there and also different offerings for credit can trust you. That's why we need to discuss this. We know different financial institutions out there, banks, offer credit cards. But are credit cards out there good or bad? Let's talk about that in detail in this video. You are all much welcome to the Money Daily YouTube channel. My name is Afagza Sifuna. And by the way, if you are new here, kindly consider subscribing to this channel. Subscribe because I'm out here each and every day bringing you awesome videos around personal finance, investing, real estate, and showing you awesome places out there. Thank you for subscribing. Having said that, the starting point is for us to appreciate what is a credit card in the first place. A credit card is essentially you accessing a line of credit. In other words, a financial institution out there giving you money to use in advance, and then you can return them that money within the stipulated period. More at time within 1 month period. They usually give you money to a given limit. In essence, your credit limit. To give you an example, maybe I'm a customer with Standard Bank in Kenya or whichever bank out there. This Standard Bank, I can apply to get a credit card. They're going to assess me and then determine what my credit limit is. They could, for example, say, my credit limit is 100K. My credit limit, for example, is 500,000 Kenya shillings. Or even so, my credit limit is unlimited, depending on my financial muscle and also my credit history. And then, once I have that particular credit card, I can be able to make purchases out there and ensure I return to them money at the stipulated period. Having said that, what are the advantages of having a credit card? The very first advantage is that it can assist you earn rewards. And when I'm talking about earning rewards, is earning rewards in form of things like, for example, cashbacks, travel miles, you name it. In essence, credit cards can assist you save money or even so assist you have quote unquote some form of free money in your pocket, which in essence can actually go a long way to assist you better your financial position, assuming everything else is straight with that particular credit card. And then, secondly, a credit card can assist you build your credit score. What do I mean? We are living in a crazy era whereby, guys, our credit worthiness is determined by a credit rating system for each respective country out there, based on our borrowing behavior, based on our credit history. And it's quite fascinating because if you don't borrow, it is bad. If you borrow and you don't repay, it is bad too. And I'm saying so because if you don't borrow, then financial institutions out there can't have your credit history. That's why it's good to borrow, but ensure you borrow and pay on time. And it is through credit cards that we can be able to borrow little amounts of money, which can also impact our credit record and assist us have that particular credit score. We can use a credit card to also work towards bettering our credit score out there, more so in case we don't have any credit record out there. And I'm saying so because you need to do two things. First of all, use your credit card responsibly. And I'm saying so because don't have abnormally high amount of hits on your credit card because they might impact your credit record negatively. You never know. And also ensure you pay on time. And I'm saying so because if you don't pay on time, then that particular credit history is going to be reported and in essence impact your credit score negatively. you need to use your credit card as a tool to assist you build your credit score, to better your credit worthiness, as opposed to using it as a derailer. And then the third benefit of a credit card is the convenience. In other words, you don't have to walk around with cash. To give you an example, maybe you're going to purchase a high value item. You don't need to walk around with a bag full of cash, or even so be writing checks left, right, and center. You can use your credit card, and then the transaction is going to be seamless. In other words, it gives you the convenience which you desire for you to be able to actualize any transaction out there real fast without much hassle. And then the fourth benefit of a credit card is purchase protection. And I'm saying so because we have credit cards out there which can assist you protect the items you have purchased using that particular credit card. In other words, it's a new model whereby you can have the credit line and also have some form of insurance to it. Maybe you have purchased a high value item. It's going to be relaxing for you knowing that that particular item is protected. Okay? And then the fifth and last advantage of credit card is fraud protection. And I'm saying so because nowadays, following a series of fraud complaints over time, there is also a way whereby you are not responsible for any unauthorized charges or transactions to your credit line. And I'm saying so because you need to authorize a given charge. If you haven't authorized and anything happens to your credit card or your credit line, then you are not responsible. That is the benefit of fraud protection. But also, on the converse, we all understand there is other items relating to fraud too, which might be beyond your control. And having said that, what are the disadvantages of a credit card? I'm going to summarize 3 disadvantages before I conclude for you whether a credit card is good or bad. First disadvantage is high interest. Guys, the biggest trap in using credit cards is not really you borrowing. It is you defaulting. When you default is when different issuers out there, most of commercial banks, can actually charge you exorbitant interest, and they end up making insane amounts of profit. That's why you need to ensure by all means you don't default on your credit card balances. Ensure you repay your credit card balances as soon as it is due. Pay even sooner before the due date. Reason being, if you pass the due date, then you're gonna incur high interest, and even so, you stay for longer, you're gonna be reported to a credit reference bureau out there. So ensure you pay on time to avoid high interest rates. And then secondly, it has annual and hidden fees. Guys, I remember some time back when I was applying for a credit card from one of the local banks, without mentioning the name, I was surprised because my charges, both annual fee and hidden charges there, were going to almost 10% of the limit they were extending to me. That is how insane it is. Sometimes you could even have annual fee on a credit card, even somewhere 10K or even upwards of 50K Kenya shillings each and every year. And beyond that, also there are hidden fees there. Like for example, hidden fee around insurance, around FX exchange rates, and so forth. That tells you credit cards out there have some hidden fees. And also, when you are getting a credit card, it is good to know what you are getting into. Do proper shopping for you to know which credit card is good, which one gives you higher value at a lower cost compared to other peers out there. And then the third risk of a credit card, which is actually a biggest financial stumbling block for many people out there, more so those beginning to use a credit card, is the temptation to overspend. What do I mean? For a good number of people out there, they have a challenge controlling their money appetite. And with that, they might end up overspending just because they have money at hand. Let me give you an example. Someone could be out there, for example, earning a salary of 500,000 Kenya shillings each and every month, and then they have a credit card limit of 100K. They could be thinking, this is free money. They can't spend easily, nevertheless, they're gonna be able to repay. Fair enough. But if you do the math, is that they are actually spending money on things they don't need. They are spending money on wants as opposed to needs. Reason being, they have money at hand. So those are the three biggest risks or disadvantages of using a credit card. Having said that, is a credit card good or bad? Personally, I think a credit card is good in assisting you build your credit worthiness and also enjoying the convenience, but also ensure you are very, very disciplined. What do you all think? Do you think a credit card is good or bad? Comment down below. Let's continue discussing.